So pop your hand out like that for me, like you're going to shake my hand. Perfect. So we've got my way of remembering which way I'll go with the tape is we've got the fingers and then we've got the thumb. We're going to give Zach an extra finger on the other side of his thumb. So we're going to come from this side, back of the hand, and we're going around the thumb, underneath the first knuckle, like that. We've got him in that position so that he's not going to be locked into flexion, adduction. Back around the hand, and then up we come again. Try and overlap by half, but you will end up going over the same bit again, and back down. Try to avoid that knuckle there so he's still got movement of the digit. Back around and slightly bigger hands. So let's go one more. We're not changing the direction of that at all. Just trying to find a different route around the thumb and back. So that would be just a standard thumb technique, and we can finish that off with not really much pressure, but just something around the wrist. Like that. I'd always try and keep the joint inside of the wrist. Less chance of it coming off. Give him a bit of a bro handshake just to make sure that it's all on there properly. So try and hyperextend your thumb for me, and that should prevent that. Yeah, a bit of mild support in there. So that'll be the first one. Because it's the same technique, shall I show you the other one now as well? Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. Pop this hand out, then we'll do this side. Slightly up. Good, need to get around underneath. So for this one, works slightly better with bigger hands. Smaller hands, you're going to struggle with this stuff, but you'll see why I use this in a moment. So we've got that thumb in a neutral position, and it's the same kind of thing. We're coming up and giving Zach an extra finger, first of all. That's off in that direction. Try and get this tape into the webbing between thumb and index finger, and then back around. And we can add a bit more compression with this one, because it's a bit more forgiving than the other EAB. So because we're going into that webbing, that would be all I would do there. So we've not got as much support, but we can improve on that. All we want is a small strip. So just bring that thumb just in slightly, just like that. A bit less. Perfect. I said before, this is the meat and potatoes of the tape, so this is the stuff that's actually holding things in position. And we're going to bring that down the thumb into the palm. Just like that. So we're going to finish off that technique there, locking that part of the tape in, and we can go down as far as the wrist. And a bit of a 2-for-1. I think here what we'll do is have a quick look at a wrist technique as well, because it's so straightforward and simple. Obviously we've got nerves, veins, arteries running through here, carpal tunnel just in there, so we need to not be too compressive. So any zinc-oxide rigid tape, we're not going to go all the way around the limb. What we do want to do for the wrist is, usually that would be enough as well, just a bit of compression on that wrist is plenty. We're going to tear the tape, pre-tear, and we just want to keep that radius and ulna together. So we're coming around the, what would you call that, the medial side, I guess, underneath the wrist and onto the ulna, and we can provide a little bit of tension there, thinking about keeping the radius and ulna together, and then locking it off with the remainder of the EAB. Maybe another little bit of zinc-oxide there, but that should be fine. Perhaps some electrical tape as well. Again with the bro handshake, just to make sure everything's in there, all fully flat, crease-free. So try and extend the thumb on that one. Good. Try and do it on both. Let me know which one's more supportive.
That was more supportive, but I prefer this one.
Okay. Because of the all-inclusive kind of feel.
Yeah.
All right. So you can even combine the two as well, but you want to avoid too much bulk of tape in that gap there, because it's going to start to be a little bit restrictive and not feel great. It'll start to roll up and peel off.